Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Talking Trash. I'm Yvette Roeder with my co-host Stephanie Romero. And we are here today at a local hotspot in downtown Phoenix.
Yes, Yvette, we're here at Cartel Coffee Lab. It's a great place in downtown Phoenix. If you want to grab a cup of coffee, grab a yummy pastry, they have tea as well. And I just love all of the repurposed artwork here in this place. I even love the bike right behind us, don't you think?
I know, it's a great way to transform an old bike into art. Well, joining us today is Cartel's owner, Jason Silberschlag. Hi, Jason. How are you?
Good. How are you guys today?
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So tell us, how long have you been in this location?
We've been in this location now for right about 4 years. We actually haven't been right on this corner per se, but we've been in the building now for about 4 years and in this corner for about 1.5 years now. And we really enjoy having the extra daylight and feeling like we're a little bit more a part of the downtown scene here.
So there are so many places to get a cup of coffee. What sets Cartel apart from all the other places?
Well, actually, I think what sets us apart most than anything else that we do is our quality. We strive after a customer experience that's like no other. Within that customer experience, you get a lot of things. You get a great space, you get friendly baristas, and most of all, you get a great cup of coffee.
Jason, this show is about waste diversion and sustainability. So we'd love to know what kind of sustainability practices you've implemented in this location or perhaps your other locations, or maybe talk about how sustainability fits into the Cartel philosophy.
Okay. One of the first things that I think of automatically when I think of that is the fact that we use cups, paper, plastic. Are they recyclable? Are they not? Are they compostable? Are they not? I think that's a great conversation to have, but our goal and the best way to enjoy a beverage is actually in a real mug. So at both of our Phoenix locations, downtown and at Sky Harbor, we strive to use real porcelain mugs as much as possible because we want the customer to have that experience. But when it does come to our paper cups are recyclable. They're lined with a PLA liner as opposed to the oil-based product, which I think is just better on an overall health standpoint and sustainability standpoint. As far as the cups are concerned, we actually used to use a compostable cup, and once we went through the process of really understanding what that meant, we basically realized that the compostability of the cup was not so strong, and we actually switched to a recyclable cup on purpose that's actually plastic recyclable so that we can actually recycle them rather than compost them, because we thought that was actually a better solution. So we don't just follow trends, we try to actually think about every single thing that we do. So those are the kind of small things just on a cup level. But also on a much larger scale, thinking about the philosophy of how do we do what we do every day. Everything from sourcing our coffee to even the grain we use in our beer, it actually goes to riba farms, and they reuse the grain for chicken feed or for compost and other things. All of our coffee grounds at every store, we have people bringing in buckets and we fill them up and then they take them home. Paper filters and everything just go right into the compost. So that's a really great way to, I think, divert a lot of our waste. And then there's some other more subtle things that maybe you just don't realize, but here in this location, a lot of the artwork, a lot of the materials are repurposed. The beams on that chair are from an old building that was torn out over on 40th Street in Campbell. The bike rims were found and repurposed. The old bike I actually ended up buying from a friend for a very low price, but makes great wall art, you know. So we've really just kind of looked at everything that we do, even on a building standpoint, and said, what can we do better? What can we do that's more useful? But the beauty of all of that is it's also cost effective. You know, we're on the light rail here. That helps to be sustainable. But was that the only reason we moved into this location? No, it was a small part, and it incorporated us into a larger community. So we have to make sure that we're sticking to all of our ideals, and one of those is sustainability. One of them is community and culture. One of them is quality, and taking those three main components and sort of marrying them together, I think creates a far more sustainable business.
Well, Jason, we really thank you for educating us about, your entire business, your philosophy, your spirit of community. It's been really educational.
We're very impressed with, the Cartel philosophy again, and We love your coffee, of course, and we enjoy it immensely. Thank you very much. And I know now where my coffee comes from.
Right. So we encourage all of you at home who are watching to come down to Cartel, support the business, support their sustainable way of thinking and being. So tell us, what are your hours?
Our hours here at our downtown location on 1 North 1st Street is 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday.
And at America's friendliest airport?
Yes, Sky Harbor. We are open. Actually, if you are flying out of gate C11 through 20 in Terminal 4, you will find us open.
Excellent. Well, we'll be there.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Jason, for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, as I enjoy my iced coffee, we want to take you now to North Phoenix, where we will meet the winners of the recent plastic bag recycling competition.
And have you ever wondered what happens to your trash and recycling once it's picked up? We'll ask Terry and get you the answer. Stay tuned.
The Public Works Department, in partnership with the Bash's family of stores and Bag Central Station, held a plastic bag recycling contest earlier this year. Woodbridge Private School was the winner of the contest among 7 Phoenix schools. The competition was based on the number of plastic bags collected per student. Woodbridge has a total of 54 students, and the students collected 25,000 plastic bags, which equals 458 bags per student. The participating schools collected a total of 1,182 pounds of plastic bags that will be recycled instead of buried at the city landfill. During a celebratory assembly, Vice Mayor Jim Waring presented the school of preschool and kindergarten students with $1,000 in gift cards from Bash's.
Can you say thank you, Bash's? Can we say thank you, Bash's?
The students also received a Reimagine Phoenix book explaining the concept of recycling for younger audiences. Recyclesaurus and his friend Benny the Recycling Bin made guest appearances at the morning assembly as well.
You've collected 124 pounds of bags. Now, if you picked up those bags, they're not very heavy, so to get 124 pounds is a lot. You guys should give yourselves a hand. Why don't everybody clap? Yeah, here you go. We're so happy. So you finished in first place. You won the awards. You guys are winners, and we are so proud of you at the city. And we really appreciate you keeping the earth clean, because that's really what this is all about, is keeping the earth clean, so that when you guys grow up and you get to be old like me, you'll have a clean planet too.
We're here at the North Gateway Transfer Station in North Phoenix, and behind me you see a truck coming through what's called our unmanned scale house. After it picks up your garbage and recycling at your house, it comes here and it gets weighed, and that's how we know how much of materials that are going to go through our transfer station that we have to take to either the MRF, where it's sorted and recycled, or taken to the landfill and be disposed of. There is a radio frequency ID chip inside each truck that weighs the truck. We know how much it weighs empty. And as it goes through, the gate will open up, and then we'll travel, and we'll go now and see what happens inside the transfer station. Once the truck comes by your house and picks up the blue barrels and it's gone through the scale house, we bring it here to the MRF, or the Materials Recovery Facility, where the material's tipped first here on the tipping floor, comes out of the truck, and then it begins its process of being sorted for recycling. Once the materials are tipped onto the tipping floor for recycling, we start the process of conveyor belts. Through machines and through manual sortation, we separate both the fiber or the paper materials and the containers, the metal, plastics, and glass. So this is what happens to the material that comes out of the blue barrels that you set out on the curb for recycling. After we've taken all the fiber and paper out of the materials that you put out in your blue barrel for recycling, what's left are the containers, the glass, metal, and plastic. So what we're doing beside me here is what's called an eddy current. What it does is create an electromagnetic field, pass the aluminum cans through it where they're repelled, and they're sorted out mechanically. Behind me, you see the people sorting out by hand the different kinds of plastic, as well as the magnet that's there that pulls out the iron materials. Now, over behind us, you can hear the sound of air. is called an optic sorter. And what the plastic goes through the light that's in this sorter, and then it tells the computer to shoot out a jet of air. And what it's doing is a certain kind of plastic lets the light come through, which is PET. So that's how you sort out PET plastic, which is water and soda bottles. Now all the materials that you put into the blue barrel on the curb have gone through the scale house, the tipping floor, through the MRF, or the materials recovery facility, where they're processed and baled, and now they'll be shipped worldwide to be recycled into new products. On your right is a mixed plastic, rigid plastic, which is buckets and the other unusual type plastic items. The more colorful one is the HDPE, or high density polyethylene colored material, the detergent bottles. There's the HDPE natural, which is the milk cartons. Over here to the left is the PET plastic, which is your water bottles and your soda bottles. And you're looking at the steel items there. Soup cans, dog food cans, lids, hangers, aerosol cans. And this is cardboard, which is also mixed with what we call the wet strength chipboard, which is your beer cases, soda cases. And this is numbered 7 news, which is the primarily newspaper, but it's also junk mail, magazines, bond paper. And this is the aluminum cans. Each one of these bales weighs about 900 pounds. It varies depending on the size and the material.
Free tours of Phoenix's transfer stations are available during business hours Monday through Friday. They last about an hour and are a great learning experience for everyone. To set up a tour or schedule other Reimagine Phoenix events, contact Public Works at 602-262-7251.
Thanks very much, Terry. We hope you learned something new as Terry walked us through Phoenix's trash cycle.
And keep watching as Betty Ilioy takes us to a recent household hazardous waste event at Cesar Chavez Park.
Hi, I'm Betty Ilioy here at the Household Hazardous Waste event at Cesar Chavez Park. We have a special guest with us here today. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Albert Alvarez with the City of Phoenix. I'm your coordinator for the Household Hazardous Waste program that we have. So I coordinate the various events we have throughout the city where we collect the household products from our customers.
And what sort of items are people encouraged to bring today?
Well, we collect rechargeable batteries, oil, antifreeze, paints like your spray paints, latex paints, oil-based paints, your household products, so the common stuff that you have under your sink or in your garage. And that's what we can collect here, and also electronics. So your older TVs, your old iPods, we're seeing a lot of tablets coming in, iPads, all these electronics that you can no longer use. You can bring it over to your household hazardous waste collection site, and we can get it recycled.
And what is the most important thing for residents to remember?
When you come to our household hazardous waste events, electronics events, we ask you if you can bring your City of Phoenix municipal bill, so your garbage, your water bill. And the reason why we ask for that is that we'd like to, this program is paid out of your solid waste fee, so that's proof that you've paid into the program so that you can come and use this service. And with that fee, we help pay the contractor and also the disposal of some of the items that we can't recycle.
Can you explain what happens to these electronics once they're here?
Well, our electronics will it goes to our electronic vendor that's here, and they'll break them down to the different commodities so that we can reuse the material. All our, the hard drives, they can be destroyed, or if we're able to recycle them, they'll be wiped. Also, the hard drives that we collect. And then the CRTs will get disposed of properly too.
And you said you have a new electronic vendor this event. Can you explain what they're going to be doing differently?
Yeah, this electronic vendor also offers a disposition report for our customers. So if our customers like, they can leave their email or their contact info, and our electronic vendor will let them know what happens to their material once we pick it up. So they're gonna give them a disposition of what happened to their laptop, what happened to their stereo. But it's up to the customer if they'd want to leave that information with our vendor.
What sort of things are people not encouraged to bring or is not allowed?
What we see are fireworks. We see a lot of fireworks coming in. Sometimes we see some ammunition coming in. We don't take the ammunition, no explosives.
If residents want to dispose of these explosives, what can they do?
Ammunition and fireworks is what we see a lot coming in at our household hazardous waste events. I suggest our residents and customers call the non-emergency line for the police department and ask them how to properly dispose of it. Another thing that we do not collect here are medications and sharps, like needles. Those would, the medication would have to go to the DEA holds events throughout the year. So if you go to dea.gov, they'll have information right there where you can take your medication.
And can you explain what happens with the paint that people bring?
All the good paint, if it's a light colored or white colored, we're able to use at a redistribution program. So we collect it, we remix it, pour it in 5-gallon buckets, and our residents, even nonprofits, can come to us, and we have paint available for them to paint their homes, paint their fences if they say that there's graffiti on their fence. So we're able to redistribute the latex paint that we collect.
And is there anything else that you would like to add?
I just, when you come out to one of these events, if you can just, prepare all your items, make sure everything's labeled so we know what it is, and make sure that it's sealed, because sometimes our residents come in, or our customers, and some of the paint has spilled because they hit a bump or something. So just make sure all the items are sealed and labeled.
Meet our Shining Star employee. Paula Isham has been with the City of Phoenix for 14 years. She spent her first 4 years with the Water Department as a lead water customer service specialist, then as a support services aide for Public Works. In 2007, she was promoted to Solid Waste Environmental Specialist and was recently asked to work on special assignment as a lead specialist at the Union Hill Service Center. Paula is an important and valued member of the Special Projects MET team. She helps educate customers about the right way to recycle, the correct way to place your containers, and acts as a liaison to the community. She is also involved in the Arizona Recycling Coalition and is always considered a go-to person for special city projects and programs. Paula's positive attitude and can-do spirit make her a great team player as well. Thanks for all you do, Paula. Well, now this is good coffee.
Oh, it's delicious.
This is perfect for summer. Well, that's another edition of Talking Trash. If you want to learn more about waste diversion or the Phoenix Public Works Department, please visit phoenix.gov/publicworks. I'm Yvette Roeder.
And I'm Stephanie Romero, reminding you to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Join us next time on Talking Trash.
See you later.
Bye.